Spartans! What is your profession?
All you see on CNN is anti-Trump slogans and white supremacy. But where are those good old conservative values and the faith in God? Lucky there's the Orange Men Pod. Look at me working this. Lucky there's two men who positively can do all the things that make us laugh and cry. We are the Orange Men Pod. Welcome, everybody, to another stellar episode of the Orange Men Podcast. Dave and Big Clint here with you on a Saturday night.
Right.
A day late and a few dollars short, I must say.
Is that right?
Well, I did spend a few days in Atlantic City at the Hard Rock and Ocean casinos.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was a good time. I lost my ass, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I like what you've done to the place here. It's nice. It's got this cozy little table. We're
Yeah.
sitting a little lower.
No one can see it.
That's fine. I know. I'm not sitting up on the bar stool
I want to give a shout
on
out
the
to
high-ass table.
Slab Your Mama. Slab Yo Mama.
Oh,
That's who we got the table from. Slab Yo Mama.
all right.
I'll put a link at the bottom.
There you go. Maybe we'll get a little discount.
Yeah, maybe I already did get a discount.
Ah,
He gave me a
for mentioning it.
no, he had no idea about that.
Ah,
But he gave me a combo deal. I got a new coffee table, which is on the way, which is
okay.
already refinished, and then he gave me this
nice.
nice podcast table with some really stellar legs to hold it up,
Yep. Looks good.
which nobody can see, but we can appreciate it, so that's all that matters.
Right. Well, it hides all the cords and everything, and it's
What?
You can't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, it's
Can't really see
At
it.
least now I got everything in front of me now, and you know, things will be better.
We're making moves, man. We're making moves.
We're moving up.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we had a really good show last week.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
That went
A lot of comments were one way or the other, or I guess both ways,
I see where you're going with that.
depending on your outlook on life.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah, but people seem to either enjoy it or give it a couple minutes and go, "What the? I'm out."
The hell are we just watching?
Which is fine either way. Thank you for watching. Thank you for checking it out, and we'll move along and try to keep it up to your speed. And
Yeah, well, my wife said we should just talk about kink every week.
yeah, well, I mean, you can't say something about a mask, but man, you can go
Go crazy with the kink
go with that or
and the dog play, the pup play, all that fun stuff.
cross-dressing nuclear scientist is
You
cool,
want me inside you?
which is
Yeah.
fine.
I don't know that I want to waste any more time on that.
Well, let's go. Listen, we appreciate all the new followers and subscribers on YouTube. This is actually
Hopefully, we'll keep you that way.
another, we had a previous channel on the said tube. So if
On
you found,
YouTube?
if you found us, I was trying not to say that, but you
Oh.
know, thanks for subscribing. You can always find our stuff on Rumble also, and a couple other different platforms. We put out all the videos everywhere. So thank you.
All right, so I've been scratching my head all day with this Russia thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure how to look at it. This president is, he's in. I don't know what he's doing. Does he even know what he's doing?
I don't know. I think he's just doing what they're told.
I mean, he's talking this game, and I think,
Well, he knows Putin better than Putin knows Putin.
does he?
That's what he said. Basically, that's what he's saying. I mean,
Ah.
that's what I got out of it. And I know I didn't send it to you because it was like a quick little clip or an article, but Pelosi said the other day where she was like, we know there's not going to be any threat of Russia invading Ukraine. We were just showing force to show how strong Joe is. So it's almost like they're just playing it up.
Well, he knows how strong Joe ain't.
Well, the world knows. And I saw somebody had said, like, if Russia does invade Ukraine and we don't do anything, then China's just going to invade Taiwan, and then everybody we're kind of somehow socially protecting with our strength through the big stick method
Peace through strength.
is going to get shit on because this guy is whatever.
Well, the sanctions ain't going to do nothing because China's going to back Russia up.
Right.
When it comes to whatever we sanction, they're going to get from China.
What
The only thing we had to sanction was not buying fuel from them. But since we clipped our own balls off and we can't produce our own fuel anymore because this dingus shut down the pipeline, now we're beholden to Russia. So what are we going to sanction?
Did you see that too? I read that he just something with the Israeli pipeline. He got mad at them or something. So he's like, we're not buying from you. Instead of shutting down, instead of like you just said, sanctioning the Nord 2 or something like that, Nord Stream 2. Yeah. That pipeline from Russia. So it's all ass backwards. It's all been ass backwards for a year, and I can't wait to hear this guy's State of the Union where he's gonna tell us how great everything is. And
well, yeah, but
the mindless blind sheep with their mask over their eyes are gonna go, well, that was pretty special speech.
That's because they wear two masks now, one on their eyes and one on their face.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah, and then, he's going to get up there and tell everybody how great things are and be positive. Remember when Trump did that?
Yeah.
They called him a psychopath?
It's not as great as you said.
A psychopath, they called him.
Right.
Because he couldn't see reality. He was just living in la-la land because everything was perfect and butterflies and rainbows. So he was a psychopath.
Well, there was a lot more positive spins.
And then we go elect this guy.
Well, did we?
No. You're not allowed to say that.
He was installed. Yeah, so the whole Russia thing, I don't know. Like, I still don't understand. I mean, I don't get the narratives are they're going to do something. You got Joe saying they're going to do something.
Yeah, why is he doing that?
And Russia's
why is he telegraphing everything we're going to do back?
No, I'm saying like he keeps saying that Putin's already made up his mind and he's going to
invade. Well, how does he know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. He knows better than Vladimir. Clearly.
So, yeah, but he's also telegraphing our retaliation. If you do this, we're going to do this.
Right.
And Putin knows he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, if the guy wants Russia or
Ukraine,
whether he wants it or not, doesn't matter. He's fucking playing us like we're a violin or a harp or a harpsichord.
Right.
It's horrible. I mean, I've never seen our country look so weak. And it's kind of scary.
Well, I agree with you.
I mean, because we're not going to...
I haven't really been paying that much attention to it because...
I know, because
I don't think there's anything really going on other than the fact of the media is trying to push another Russian narrative and the whole false flags, and they're going to do this, and they're going to try to attack something to make it look like the Ukraine did this when it was really Russia that did it, when it was like, whoa.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, when you talk about Russia collusion, I'm not so sure that this administration isn't on board with Russia.
Right.
Let's distract, because they're going to figure out a way to manipulate these upcoming elections.
Yes.
Because they have to.
Right.
Because the American people ain't going to stand for this fucking nonsense anymore. And you want to talk woke? People are waking up to this nonsense.
Yes.
And, Russia's looking at us, and he's going, Pelosi's talking about unity.
Mm-hmm.
And not Pelosi, the vice president.
Kamala.
Camel toe.
Yeah.
Kamala toe's talking about unity.
Mm-hmm.
Unity. The only thing that's going to save us is unity. You haven't united anyone or anything. You haven't even united your two legs together.
They keep saying it, so the more they say it, the more it's going to come true.
Oh my God.
But I agree with you. They're uniting whom? With what? They're not bringing together one side or the other because even their own side is starting to go, you guys are making us sick.
Yeah, and then every country outside the United States watching all our woke nonsense, our pathetic. We're worried about Jane's penis and Joe's vagina and teaching kids about their pronouns and what gender we want them to be and all this other nonsense and that's not strength. we're projecting a weakness like we've never projected before. This country right now is at its most vulnerable state to outside attack. We've taken our freedoms and our safety for granted for so long that we don't think being taken over by another country is feasible or even possible anymore. We don't think that.
Well, I've seen some. There was a poll where it said something along those, not along those lines, but the whole socialist and China isn't so bad, and maybe like people don't realize like what they're actually saying, because they've, like you said, they've been so indoctrinated in even now from junior high up. You know what I mean? They're starting working their way into the middle school or the elementary schools, but I mean obviously it's been in college campuses forever. The high schools have been doing it for the last. I mean, my kids have they're in middle senior high school now, but it's been going on since my son was there, in 2014 2015 when he was in high school. So I mean, and it was before that. So these people, they just don't see, like, because they have such a, I don't want to say an absolute hatred towards America, but they want to see, well, maybe it'd be better if some other country was running the show. And it's like, no,
not for people like us. Not for
anybody.
Well,
not for anybody.
No, but you don't understand.
As much as you may hate it here, it's still better than anybody else coming in here to run it.
Yeah, they don't believe that.
No, I got you.
They don't believe that.
But I'm saying it.
No, I know. They think that.
Now, obviously, there's a fringe.
Well, I won't have to work as hard. I'll get stuff for free.
There's a fringe left of the people, not the moderates or the left leaning.
The transgenders will be put up on a pedestal.
They won't.
I mean, just look at what we were talking about last week about this dingus in the Department of Energy.
These other countries don't play that.
All they did was check boxes.
Yeah.
They checked all the woke boxes.
Yes.
I mean, it didn't matter if the guy. Listen, when they were going after Kavanaugh, I mean, they called him a rapist.
Yeah.
And the people who get married and have sex with one woman are rapists. Remember a few years back.
Well, look at how far they were going after Comey Barrett because she believes in Jesus.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But this guy is all right.
But having sex with dogs is perfectly fine.
Allegedly.
He admitted it. So
well, anyway, what you were saying.
I don't know. I remember now.
You were saying like these people they were going after Kavanaugh and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going.
Sorry.
I lost my train of thought.
That happens.
That's okay. But I don't know where people get off thinking that we can't be taken over by another country. We can't be invaded, or they can't shut down our power grid. If that happens, I mean, we've been getting hacked by Russia for how long?
Well, supposedly. But also look at like what they did to the truckers thing. Like, all right, you stopped the whole GoFundMe, whatever. You shut down. You had a court order try to shut down the Give, Send, Go, whatever. Yeah. And now because you have these emergency acts, you go in and you shut down these people's bank accounts. They were shutting down 34 different crypto wallets of people, and I don't know if it was people or just certain cryptos that were like, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. I mean, maybe somebody sending millions of sheep to somebody. I don't know. But those, whatever the 34 crypto wallets were that were aiding into the truckers' personal accounts. Like if it was somebody that was like, I know this main guy, I'm going to send him some crypto that he can then cash out. But we're doing that. So even people that are like, we should just have a cashless society and everything would be so great. Would it? Because if they don't like your opinions on stuff, I mean, even I saw like
right, they just shut it off.
They just shut you off. Like TD Banks shutting down people that are up at the border that happen to be involved, or like how are you locating these people? Oh, they use their ATM on the.
This is communism
up in the Niagara Falls, so they must be part of the convoy. Shut it down.
This is communism. It's exactly what the communists do.
It's
a thin line we're walking right now.
And it's a certain group of people, like you just said, that they're choosing. Black Lives, like we kind of said it last week, Black Lives Matter, all this and that.
That again. You said this and that.
I know.
Again.
Was able to, because it's too many to listen to, was able to get funding through their bail programs and everything else, caused what, billions of dollars worth of damage. None of their bank accounts got shut down.
No. They went out and bought $1 million homes.
Their GoFundMes were perfectly fine. That was okay.
Just GoFundMe,
But
go fuck you.
Here you have people that are standing up for medical tyranny, and that's bad because they decide that's bad. And again, kind of what you were saying with the tech companies and even the banking system now, you see it because they make their call. Trudeau's making a call or whoever's going, hey, you want to do business in our country? You know what I mean? Like, we could find you too. When push comes to shove, we'll have that, whatever it is that the SEC and whatever the Canadian Parliament wants to do up there can come after you, which seems very easy.
Well, they made it easy. It's and everybody's just kind of bent over. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to stop this. I mean, you think peaceful protests would have been the way?
Well, they were. Until the police who need to start standing down, but they're not.
Right.
Because the people that were standing down...
Well, the police stand down when you riot and burn buildings and flip over cop cars.
Yeah.
That's when the police stand down.
But even like there were some that were standing down and they weren't doing enough, which is why I think Trudeau's like, well, I got to sign this Executive Orders Act to where... or the Emergencies Act so that I can send in the militarized police. And then, they're showing up on horses, they're trampling people, and they're like, well, somebody threw a chair at a horse and it tripped, but it's okay. Like, I saw the videos of people being trampled by the big horses. Now, all right, maybe you should get out of the way. Maybe we should just be a little more tolerant of what's actually going on and be on the right side of it. Because...
yeah, they don't want to relinquish their power, dude.
No,
it's all about power.
I know.
It's all about power and control, and I'm going to be the man, and you're never people, I don't care how many people stand up, you're never going to get your way. We're going to control it.
Well, they're definitely pushing for it.
Well, there's going to be some kind of convoy heading to Washington, driving across the country, I saw.
Well, they were talking about being there before the State of the Union, whenever that is. But it's also... you don't think he'll have all the roadways, the I-95 and 495 to the Beltway blocked off?
Sure.
They'll have that done before that convoy even gets there. Which
Mr.
is
Propaganda.
But it's also ridiculous for them to kind of like if you just need to do it spontaneous, grassroots, and just do it.
Dude, when you're calling parents,
get on the CBs and do it.
When you're calling parents domestic terrorists for wanting to control what their kids are taught, and they're getting away with it.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
Well, going back to the Canada thing, like they were taking. So I sent you a couple of videos or articles where the pets, if like the truckers had their dogs or something in the car, after 8 days they were euthanizing the pets, which is
Who was?
The Canadian government.
Why?
Like if they arrested you for part of the protest and you're not out within 8 days, they will euthanize your pet. Parents who brought their kids there.
Don't tell that to the Department of Energy Secretary. Go ahead.
Well, that's here. Where are they going to ship them all to him? The parents who, if any
I think
truckers,
the dogs rather be euthanized.
If any truckers had brought their children or you had come out in support of the protest
Did they
with your
euthanize the children?
No, but you were subject to maybe having your children taken
from you.
Right. So don't bring them to a hostile, which again, like you said, this is a mostly peaceful burning auto zone. 2 summers ago where there was kids, 14, 15, 10-year-old kids out there running around with their parents, looting and carrying stuff for their parents.
Yeah.
That stuff didn't happen. But definitely going to what you were saying about the school board stuff, like, to be honest, nobody really knew. Like, the teachers union really brought all this stuff on themselves because when you sent your kid, when they had the kids stay home an extra year because you didn't want to go back to work.
Yeah. Because
you were cool zooming it in. And then the curriculum, like, you got little Sallies on the computer and you're teaching from wherever you're at. And you start talking and the parents are like, wait, what are you talking about?
What did she just say?
You brought this, like, nobody knew what was going on. Nobody really knew what you were teaching until you started putting it in the homes, in the classroom, in the house, and the Zoom classes where everybody's like, whoa.
Well, I think you're going to find out in the future. History will tell that the pandemic might have saved this country.
Wow.
You'll see.
I hope.
I hope so. But we got to stop with this nonsense. But I don't know where Russia's going. Like I said before, I'm not really sure I care. Because I don't know that where are they going again?
Ukraine?
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. How come I keep forgetting the Ukraine?
I don't know.
I keep wanting to say Kazakhstan.
No, Kazakhstan?
Or Flakistan. Or Pakistan. Whatever.
Well, listen, it's
but
kind
the Ukraine,
of what you said. Like,
I mean, aren't they communists too?
No.
They were, weren't they?
Well, they were under Russia at one point, and then they kind of, at some point when the red.
How did they get away from the Soviet Union?
I guess they had a little civil war back in the day.
And they won?
Probably within the 80s or something.
Well, they weren't part of NATO, so
no, and they're still not, and that's why like Putin's like, well, I don't want them to join NATO, and we give.
Have they officially joined NATO?
I don't think they have. That was one of his.
So are they going to get NATO support when Russia goes in, or
I think they already have it because it's a friend.
Yeah, but you can't do that.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Is Russia part of NATO? I guess they are, right?
I believe they are.
What's going on over there? Everybody wants fucking power. Nobody just wants to live.
Well, I don't. I think we kind of briefly talked about it, where I could see. I was listening to somebody talk about why Russia would want Ukraine because they're landlocked and they need a port.
Russia's not totally landlocked.
No, but during the winter, the northern part of Russia is landlocked, and then on the eastern side, the western, because Russia's massive. I mean, it's So when
mostly a lot of nothing. A lot of frozen tundra.
Well, when the northern ports freeze up, you can barely get into them. I think the guy was saying, like, for whatever.
So rent the ports from Ukraine.
I don't even think that's.
I'm sure they'd work with you.
I don't even think that's the issue as much as it is just posturing and, like we said.
Yeah, well, he's bitch slapping our president like he's a.
What's his Vachenko or the president of Ukraine said, he said those troops. I mean, even people. It's the same thing with the Indian stuff that was going on. Like the people in Ukraine, social media wise, are like, those troops have been there since last March. You know what I mean? They've been there. They've been rallying up around that. Is it maybe building up? I don't know. I did see somebody say that Russia is one of the biggest. I forget now. Something that they export. They stopped shipping out. Same thing with China. China stopped shipping out lithium, which is why there's. Because they're hoarding. So the guy was saying, like, why would they? Is fertilizer for the nitrate, some kind of fertilizer is like one of Russia's biggest exports, where they're not shipping it out anymore because he was saying if you're trying to, so you can't grow corn, you can't grow grain, you can't grow feed, you can't feed
all that crap.
Yeah, you can't feed your the farm animals that we do. So he was saying it's almost like Russia and China, with them not exporting those things and holding back, are forcing us into.
They're going to choke us out.
Into a situation, which could be the case, or it could just be somebody.
Which is why
making shit up.
Donald Trump wanted to take our country back and put America first, so we wouldn't have to rely on China and Russia and the Middle East for everything.
Wow.
But
listen,
no, can't have that. You know why?
There's
too many fucking politicians with their goddamn hands out, getting paid from China, getting paid from Russia, getting paid from the Ukraine honor.
Right.
So
that's another thing. Like with all the shady deals, like all John Kerry, Hunter Biden, the Clinton Foundation, there was Pelosi's son, I think, is involved with a company that's over there in the Ukraine. So it's all these people that have career politicians. I'm sure there's a Republican nonsense in there too. Sure. I don't know their names.
No doubt.
But I'm sure that it's all these politicians that are kind of what you just said, and these bullshit. And also, listen, the war machine needs to fire back up because Halliburton and all the Grumman and all these military machine makers need to start making money again, because without a war, we're just sitting stagnant in a lot of R&D. research and development, looking
Right.
into stuff. We need new shit. We gotta blow. We gotta
blow some stuff up.
Yeah, we gotta blow some stuff up.
And to rebuild it. Yeah.
Yeah. If we're sitting on a surplus of tanks because we're not using them or losing them,
Right.
or Hummers or jets, you know what I mean? We gotta rebuild. We need new shit. Got to keep keep it going. So there's part of people, which Joe Biden's part of that, and it's the same thing I said a couple after the Afghanistan thing. Like, there's no war or conflict that Joe Biden hasn't signed off on since after Vietnam. You know what I mean? The guy's been in Congress this whole time.
I need some kickbacks, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, listen, our next episode, we're going to talk about stuff that we can't post on YouTube. So
Well, maybe a little bit.
I want to get into it. Well,
Let's do it.
all right, so we talked for a half hour about Russia and Ukraine, and
A little bit of some trucker stuff.
I don't even know what's going on. So,
Well, we got to look into it more
all right, I'll spend a little time looking into it
next week
next week.
when we're invaded.
Yeah.
We're invaded by Russia, Red Dawn, circa 1984.
Do you think Putin will let us do our show still?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
We'll have to find an underground spot where we can just broadcast on
Jesus.
pirate radio, I guess.
Yeah, not my garage.
No.
Okay.
Well, not if they shut down everybody's internet.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Radio.
Okay, we're going to get going. We'll catch everybody on the next episode.
All right, you rest up. Get better. We ate your son.
Again, thanks everybody, all the new followers and subscribers.
Thank you.
Hopefully you stay watching.
Thank you.
Check it out.
Thank you.
And
There you go.
hit the links.
All right, Orange Man out.
Bye, everybody.